Hey everyone, welcome back. We are going to do something that I haven't gone back to in a while, and that is the welcome tour for the Switch 2. It's been a little while, so I have to remember all the different controls. No, I stopped myself here. What was I doing here? Oh, this is the one where I need the 4K image. Okay, I can't do that. Yeah, I can't try it out because I don't have the right kind of display. Okay, so we had unlocked, I believe, level D. I just have to remember where that was. I want to think it was on one of the Joy-Cons. Get in here. That was H. I need to remember where the heck I was going. That's F. Okay, maybe it was on the other Joy-Con. We have to skate all the way across this thing again. Because we've done all the quizzes and everything here. Whoops. I fell. I ran over that poor gal. Alright. I did this one offline because you had to have the touch screen available, which meant I had to take it out of the dock. I couldn't do that one. So I did that offline. Okay, I think D is... No, 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 no. I didn't want to go in there. I want to go... Stop that. Get back up there. I'm going to go here. And D should be over here. That's the next thing. We did everything on this side. There's E. D should be up here. There's D. Okay. So let's see what D is here. Did you get all the stamps in Area C? Yes, I did. Ta-da! Yep, looks like they're all here. Good stuff. We can head on down. Ooh, go down the ladder to get to the next area, Area D. Watch your step. Oh, before you head down, I have an important safety message for you. Regardless of how badly you may want to see the inside of the hardware, like the game console or controllers, please do not disassemble any of it. It would be very dangerous to do so. Instead, you can safely observe the interior contents from the safety of this welcome tour. Yeah, that's not going to stop some people. Here we go. I have absolutely zero intention of taking apart my little Switch because I paid way too much money for it. Ooh, look, stuff. Joy-Con 2 inner area. Right, so what can we look at around here? Circuits. Circuits and things. What's over here? Anything over here? Looking for the information kiosks. Ah, here we go. C button. Ah, the C button. All the little diodes and things. Nothing popping up over there. We'll have a chat with that fella over here. Try and wake up to see what this is. There. Home button. Blink. Hi, what do you have to say? Wow, what is this place? Didn't the guy give you a little chat before you came in? Ooh, side B. We're on the B side. I found a hat. So that's someone's lost and found thing. People are careless. No wonder this thing has problems. People are leaving hats on the inside. NFC touch point. Okay. What do you have to say? It's pretty awesome that we get to see the circuit board. Yeah, I suppose so. Okay, there's a quiz. I'll hold off on you. That goes down below. We'll wait. Oops, check. What did I just pass? Here. Oh, these are all the different buttons. Here's B button, so I have to do one for every button. You're awful big. What are you? It's not going to let me know. Y button. X button. And A button. Twink. And we've got another button up here. It's our plus button. So we're missing 3. I have a feeling they're downstairs. Before we do the demo, let's have a peek downstairs. Oh, we get to play golf! I like that. Ooh, it's very cavernous in here. Look at that. I think the inner parts of the R button, the Z button, and release button are somewhere around here. How do they all work? Is there a sign or anything? Doesn't say anything. This minigame combines the gyroscope with the mouse. Oh, I'll have to clean off the desk area so we can play around with the mouse. I wonder what the gameplay's like. I'm always up for a little bit of computer golf. I fancy myself quite the golfer, but this is tough. Maybe I should try again. Oh, that doesn't bode well. Huh, so strongman is used to make it rumble. I'm learning so much today. Let's see what's up here. Another demo. Really felt the balls are rolling around. You've got to try it to get it out. Is there anything over here? No? Oh, if you want to go back to the previous area, I recommend using the X map. Choose whichever exhibit you want to visit and then press A. To move there in an instant, it's just easy. It's super useful. Ah, there's a thing. Oh, this is the whole rumble thing. Okay. These parts can produce strong vibrations. What about these things over here? Nothing. Nothing. Okay, so we missed some things upstairs. So let's go back upstairs, although I really want to play that golf thing. But let's go back upstairs. Whoops. Up the ladder. Can you go up the ladder? Thank you. I'm using the controller at the moment. Okay, maybe something over here about the buttons? There's a spring on this side, too. Let me see if there's any button things we missed. No, I don't see anything. I can't get down there that I can see. Let's go back down here and have a look. No, I don't see anything. Okay. Not sure where the other two stamps are. Let's talk to this person over here. Right image in the demo uses machine learning to make images look clearer. Try stopping the model's rotation to take a close look. Even the blurry letters look clear. Okay. So this is machine learning? The capabilities of technology never cease to amaze me. So let's see what this demo is. Oh, you've got 4 medals there, huh? I guess this means this is like open now. Like, totally. This isn't a minigame or anything, but you know, it's like about super resolution. I don't know if you heard about that, but that's what this attraction's about. Anyway, want to try it out? It's the type of technology that makes fuzzy, unclear pictures sharp and focused, I think. And the detailed parts that aren't drawn in, I guess, and makes them look all pretty and stuff. So what else? Oh yeah, you'll get to see what the same picture looks like before and after. This here's called the Super Resolution Demo. You've got to try it out. Okay, let's try it out. Now, will I need a monitor or something like that? Doesn't look like it. Okay, I need the mice. So let me disconnect the mices. Press A when ready. Okay. Okay, original resolution 1080p. Got it. Oh, hello. See the phone fine detail. Compare side by side. So how do I stop it? Okay. Stop the model's rotation. We already looked at you. Oh, there we go. Side by side. Stop the model's rotation. Yeah, it's definitely much clearer on the 1080p, obviously. Change model. Well done. Huh. Okay. End. Well, that was simple enough. Think. Super resolution. Done. So, did you get a clear idea what the picture tuning clear and detailed looks like? Take simple images and turns them into something pretty. Can I move with the mouse? Oh no, that's weird. Okay, so I still need to figure out where I missed. Let's take the quiz. You're about to learn about the inner workings of the Joy-Con 2 controllers. That includes the computers inside the controllers, what sensors do, and more. Sure, I'm interested. Got it. Here are the Joy-Con 2. We got 3. Joy-Con 2 is a computer. The Nintendo Switch 2 system's controllers are called Joy-Con 2. But they're more than just controllers. Each Joy-Con 2 controller contains its own computer that's capable of many functions. For example, it has memory for storing data. It compiles data on certain Joy-Con 2 features. This includes data on the buttons, control sticks, mouse sensors, amiibo, and more. So yes, it's called a microprocessor. We know this. It can send the data to Nintendo Switch 2 via Bluetooth and receive rumble data from the system. This is what allows the HD Rumble 2 feature to feel as great as it does. So you see, the Joy-Con 2 is much a computer as it is a controller. That's fine. Check. Accelerometer. Each Joy-Con 2 controller has a built-in accelerometer. Now that, if I remember correctly, the original Wiimotes did not have an accelerometer. That was put in the add-on that made them the Wii Motion Plus or whatever it was, add-on, and then in the latter controllers they added that in. But you had the little packs that you added that had, I think, an accelerometer in them that you clipped onto the bottom of the original Wii controllers. I have some of those. Choose to detect which way and how far you've moved the controller. To get more technical, it determines the direction and the strength of the force acting upon it. Gravity is another type of force which pulls all things on the planet downward. The accelerometer uses gravity to tell which way is down. Combined with the gyroscope, which shows which way you've turned it, and by how much it can work out a lot. For instance, in games where you need to shake the Joy-Con 2 around, it can tell how you've moved it. It can even tell which way is down. Gyroscope. The gyroscope inside the Joy-Con 2 knows which way and by how much you turn the controller. However, it does not know which direction the controller is facing at the start. Before the game starts, the gyroscope takes note of its own orientation for reference. And with the accelerometer knowing which way is down, it can figure out how the Joy-Con 2 was turned and which way it's facing now. Okay, time for a quiz. Let's see what our quiz does. Everyone who's read it all gets to take a fun little quiz afterwards. Let's take the quiz. 3 questions. Question number 1. Which of the following can be found inside the Joy-Con 2 controllers? A microphone, speakers, a computer. Hope. I love these answers. Question number 2. Which can you tell using the Joy-Con 2 controller's accelerometer? Well, today's weather, the heart rate of the holder, which hand is holding the controller, which side is facing forward, downward. Question number 3. What can the Joy-Con 2 controller's gyroscope tell you about the controller itself? If it's dizzy or not, how much it was turned and which way it's initially facing. No, it can't tell which way it was initially facing. That should be perfect. Perfect! Yay! Let's get that little mouse cursor out of the way. Yay, we got the perfect score! Okay. So we've got all those so far. There's a lot more stuff. Well, there's the quiz downstairs. We've not found any of these things, because we've not done any of the things. We got 2 demos, and I still got to find 2 more of these little signs. So one's downstairs and one's upstairs. Okay, so there's one up and one down. So what have we missed? Let's go scoot along this. We already found the one at the bottom of this. I've already gone along the outside. I don't see any way down to the lower half. Is there a check here? No, that was that check. I don't see anything up here. So I figured there'd be something around here because he was talking about the springs. But I don't see anything. something around the outside here. Is this the computer? Maybe it's this thing because this is the processor. Maybe there's something for this, but I would have thought it would have been right there. I would think that it has to be the processor that's the missing one. There it is. I was right. Check on 2 chip. Okay, so now we've got one downstairs, but before we go downstairs, was there no game? That was just the demo. No game. Okay, we'll go downstairs then. Oops. There we go. Okay, so we need to find something down here. Again, I would have thought it would have been over here. Oh, bollocks. Right back down. Pardon me while I go up and downs and downs and ups. So this has the game and a quiz. I would have thought there had been something around here with the way these people were talking. I don't see anything. Nothing, nothing. Nothing, nothing. Oh, there it is. The battery. Boom. Got them all. Excellent. And that unlocks area E, which is over there. Okay. So I could talk to you. Oh, we already knew that. Okay, let's try our quiz. You know about Nintendo's history with rumbling cartridges? Sure. Let's learn some history. Only 3. Multiple north and south poles. Strong vibrations require strong magnetic forces. As such, the Nintendo Switch 2 system's HD Rumble 2 needs strong magnets. Its magnets are stronger than those used for the Nintendo Switch system's HD Rumble. However, it's not just a strong magnet. A normal magnet consists of 2 poles, a north and a south. The magnets in HD Rumble 2 have multiple north and south poles. Really? That's interesting. And by combining several of these magnets, we get a magnetic force that's stronger than the 2-pole magnet. Okay. I didn't know that. Quiet rumble. If the rumble is too strong, things can get a little noisy. Buttons and other parts may rattle into each other. This isn't ideal, of course, so we took various measures to ensure that it's not too noisy. The parts are attached with double-sided tape. This prevents gaps from forming. Our goal is for you to feel the vibrations as much as possible. Okay. Double-sided tape. That sounds kind of dodgy. Nintendo and Rumble 2. Nintendo has been making game cartridges with Rumble for a long time. What is a cartridge? Well, you could say they're the precursor to modern-day game cards. Oh, come on, really? Do you think the people don't know? I had one of those. I had the Super Mario Land. 1999, Pokemon Pinball for Game Boy and Game Boy Color. I had and still have that. Wario Twisted for Game Boy Advance. I did not have that one. Drill Dozer for Game Boy Advance. I don't have. I do have that. I do have the DS Rumble Pack. These cartridges, the cartridge itself is rumbling. Looks like you read everything. Nice. A better reward could there be for reading all that text than a quiz? Yes, let's take the quiz. Insights quiz. 3 questions. Volume 3. Question number 1. What do the magnets held within the HD Rumble 2 pods contain a lot of? North and South poles. Question number 2. Joy-Con 2 buttons are attached to other parts with double-sided tape, stopping vibration from doing what to the buttons? Making them fly away. Rattling them into other parts. Okay. They fly away. In the past, Nintendo made something pictured here that can vibrate. What was it? It's called cartridges. Of course we got them all right. That one wasn't too hard. Full marks. Impressive. That makes you quite the authority on HD Rumble 2. Aw, shucks. So there's apparently another quiz, or maybe it means this thing? Let's play golf. I want to play golf. Of course I've got 1 medal. Speed golf. Okay, this might be a little bit difficult. I don't suppose you're really into golf, are you? I love computer golf. Well, if you're up for a putt, you can use the Joy-Con 2 mouse controllers to whack the ball around. First, line yourself up with the ball and determine the angle you need. Then, while holding down the buttons, slide the Joy-Con 2 controller to swing the club and putt the ball into the hole. Oh, and scoring in this minigame is a little different from real golf. It's based on speed, not the number of strokes. Sure, let's try it. Speed golf beginner course. Come on. Clicky, clicky. Okay. Quickly put the ball into the hole. Where's the ball? Oh, really? That wasn't very good. We're going to try that again. Whoopsies! Okay, that was too hard. Oh, come on. Okay, I got the 10 minute, but let's see if we can get the 5 second. I don't think it's going to work. We'll try that again. I have the general idea. If I can get it in 2 shots if I do it right. Right off the course. There we go. Beat the 5 seconds. Nice. We're good. I'm sure that there's a third speed that's even faster. Because most of these seem to have a third hidden medal, but I'm good. Okay, you sunk that putt so quickly. Looks like you found a good route. Part 2 now available. 17. I've got 22. I'm good for that. I prefer the shots compared to speed. So you got at least 17 medals. Oh, winding course. So I don't like the speed thing. See if we can find the optimal route. Yeah, let's give it let's take a look and see what we've got going on here. Where's my cursor? Ew. Okay, where do I start? Okay, I'm here. So I'll knock it down. I wonder if I can hit it straight across. Straight across if I hit it right. Whoops. Okay, I got the 10-second thing. What I was hoping to do was knock it down far enough I could just shoot it straight across. Let's see if I can do this. Nope, off. Whoops. Helps if I... Okay, let's try this again. I'm just going to knock it off. Try again. It's hard. I don't have a lot of room on my desktop, so it's hard to kind of... I'm going to say what I said the last time. I'm not really impressed by the mouse controllers. I was trying to get all the way across. I'm not. They're not real easy to use. Doggone it. Whoops. I'm trying to get it so it's just past there, like that. Yeah. I mean, it's a nice little thing, but... Alright, right off. Too bad. It's okay, but I don't know. I just can't see a lot of real practical use for it. Oh, right off. We're going to leave it at that. I just don't have a lot of room. And as I said, because I'm sitting down, it's really hard to angle my wrists the right way. It's completely uncomfortable. 49! See, I don't like the speed thing. Yeah, I probably could. Nah. We're gonna move on. Okay, oh! Another quiz. I didn't remember seeing this one. I guess I'm blind. You ever wondered about the curve on the side of the Joy-Con 2 controllers? Not really. About the long left and right buttons? Not really. Sure. I'll find out. Insights 1. Bigger, but still easier to use. As you may have already noticed, the Nintendo Switch 2 system is larger than the Nintendo Switch. For that reason, the Joy-Con 2 controllers are also larger than the Joy-Con controllers. We felt that if all we did was make the controllers bigger, they might have become more difficult to use. So we made a number of adjustments to make sure the new size wouldn't hinder their functionality. For example, making the Joy-Con 2 controllers bigger meant it could be harder for some players to reach the left and right buttons and the ZL/ZR buttons with their fingers. So we extended the length of those buttons. Another issue was that the corners on the bottom of the controllers would press into your hands. We solved this by rounding off those corners and smoothing out the angle. Okay, that's really nice of you. In addition to these changes, we tested various button positions to millimeter by millimeter to make them easier to press. In short, we put a lot of effort into making sure the larger Joy-Con 2 controllers would not be a problem. They're designed to be easy to use even for people with smaller hands. Ta-da! Okay. I mean, I have no real problem using. I'm using them right now just as individual controllers. Longer L and R buttons. One way we made the Joy-Con 2 controllers easy to hold was by making the L and R buttons longer. This makes the buttons easier to press even when you're using mouse controls. To make these longer buttons feel satisfying no matter where you press them, we built 2 shafts, each of which contain a spring. Those are the ones we saw down over there on the other side of this little area. Go ahead and press the L and R buttons in various spots to see how they feel. Okay. They've been shafted twice. New C button. The chat button. The Joy-Con 2 has a new C button. This lets you quickly access the game chat menu. The name of the button may make you think it's similar to the A/B buttons, but it's actually similar in function to the home button. I've yet to find any use for the game chat because I haven't had anyone, I don't know anyone with a Switch 2 yet that I'm able to chat with, so I've not used it yet. One of these times, though, I'm thinking of using it when I stream just to see what happens. See if it works. You know, instead of using a headset, just using the Switch and the game chat just to see what happens. I'll have to play around with that. Alright, quiz time. Now that you've gone through the insights, here's a little quiz. Insights quiz. 3 questions. Volume 1. Question number 1. What changes were made to the Joy-Con 2 controllers so they remain easy to use despite their larger size? That one is correct. No. Sharper angle? No. Special gloves are now provided so that anyone can play. I don't think so. You have left and right have had the left and right buttons modified to make them satisfying no matter where you press them. While they're longer, 2 shafts have been added. They now require a great deal of force to be able to play. The buttons now have bumps and grooves. I like that a pleasant sound now plays. Question number 3. What is the name of the Joy-Con 2R controller's newly added button created for game chat? It's the Cha-Cha button. The Cha-Cha. All done. And that better be a perfect score. Okay, the answers are correct. Looks like you found out quite a bit about the Joy-Con 2 controllers, and that clears out that. Okay, so what's... Oh, I need to step up my exercise route. The venue's so big, walking around it really gets the pulse pounding. Okay. Whatever. So, Joy-Con 2, we haven't got enough medals for all these things. These are all things I don't have enough medals for. We've done all of this stuff. All that's done. 81% done there. Okay, so we're ready to go on. So let's exit the controller. Up we go. And we need to exit this area. So neat. Caught up on the hardware. Okay, so now we should be able to go to E, which is over here. Did you get all the stamps in Area D? Why, I did, as a matter of fact. Looks like they're all here. Great job. I can head on through. The next area is E. Take the elevator down and start walking. You'll get there eventually. Now that sounds unpleasant. Where are we going? Whee! Huh, I didn't know you could hold them like this, too. Oh, do I have to pull out those add-ons? What are games you can play that way? Do I have to take those out? I wonder if I need to add those to them if they make the mice work better. You know, I never thought of that. Okay, I've got them over here. I haven't even taken them out of their package. But I've got them right here. It's just because I've been playing it almost exclusively in the charging dock and streaming it onto my computer. So do these just snap on then? Plus and negative. Oh, I see. That makes a little button there. Ah. I wonder if that would make it easier to use as a mouse. I never thought to use these things before. Interesting. Huh. I'll have to go back and try that game and try them with this, and maybe this will make it a little bit easier to control them. But this is a bit of a long walk. I couldn't stop myself from playing that minigame. But I got the clear medals, that was all worth it. Okay, we've got another lift. Way up here. The strap area. Okay. Looks like the gate to the next area is over in Area A. So that's a long walk. Let's use the map to get back there. Okay, so I'll have to teleport back. Techno with the saw is easier if you attach the strap. I've done that. So and that's why I'm wondering now if maybe I should have attached these things when I had the mouse things. But I just didn't even think about it. As I said, they weren't even out of their package at this point. Okay, is there anything around here? These little dots? That's just where the LEDs are. No quiz for you yet. Symbol, plus symbol, minus symbol. Yes. Okay, let's take a look around here. Oh, I can't go past there. Let's go into the lift. I love mechanisms like this. Mouse foot. So yes, this strap's larger mouse feet make it easier to move it, control it around like a mouse. Okay, maybe this would have helped. See, I'm learning a thing. What's this? Oh, there was a thing in here. The locking mechanism. Oh, that's clever. Nothing here, nothing here. Hi. Whoa, I can see straight through. Can I talk to you? No, just you. What else is over here? Let's zip the view around. Nothing. Ah. Whoops. Stop that. The mouse foot lower. Straps larger mouse. Yep, okay. I'll have to go back and try that game again and see what happens. Okay, so that's this. We could do the demo, I suppose, or go and look for the rest of this. We'll do the demo while we're down at this end. First off, quick disclaimer, this isn't a minigame, it's an attraction that simulates the experience of sawing. As your saw moves back and forth, an HD rumble feature will create realistic vibrations. You can try sawing really quickly or take your time to savor the thrill of working with your hands. Okay. You'll quickly notice the difference in vibration as you change speed. Yeah, let's sawzall. I see, said the blind carpenter who picked up his hammer and saw. Okay. Oh, the rumble really is odd on this. Fell a tree slowly. So did any of the buttons do anything? Oh, that wasn't slowly? So all I do is just going back and forth. Yeah, you can definitely feel the rumble. Okay. Fell a tree slowly. None of that was slow? How slow do you want me to go here? I'm not sure what I have to do to fell a tree slowly. Okay, that did it. Well done. I sawed a tree. Okay. As I said, just a little tech demo. Rumble saw. How was it? Did you feel like the vibration feel like you were holding a real saw? Did you notice how the speed you sawed it affected the vibration? Yes, it was definitely noticeable. Right. Suppose we're right here. Let's take the quiz. Do you know how the Joy-Con 2 straps are useful for mouse controls? Or how the locking mechanism works? Sure. I should probably learn how since I put these things on. I suggest you press the little button at the top and it'll pop it off. Attaching or detaching the strap is easy. The Joy-Con 2 strap attaches to the controller and then you loop the strap around your wrist. This lets you hold the controller safely as you play. Press the Joy-Con 2 release button to easily detach it. Oh, that's fine. Attaching and detaching the strap is easy. Oh, very simple. Strap helps with mouse controls. You want to use the Joy-Con 2 strap when playing a game that requires you to shake the Joy-Con 2 controller. It also comes in handy when using the Joy-Con 2 mouse controls. The strap makes the controller less likely to fall on its side. The pads at the bottom make it easier to slide. So you might imagine it's double helpful for games that require both motion and mouse controls. Small locking mechanism. Let's take a look at the top part that attaches to the controller. This contains a locking mechanism that is made up of small parts. When attached, it moves and locks into place like this. Click. And it attaches like so. There's a very tiny spring that holds it in place. Okay. Just I've not played a game that's needed the mouse controls, and as I said, I've been using the Pro Controller almost exclusively, so the Joy-Cons have rarely left the Switch too. Oh, then allow me to reward your enthusiasm with a quick quiz. Insights quiz, 3 questions. Volume 1. Question number 1. What can you do safely with the Joy-Con 2 controllers once you've looped the Joy-Con 2 wrist straps around your wrists? Use motion controls, use them in a two-way radio, tie them together, wear them as bracelets. Okay. Question number 2. Aside from motion controls, what other features easier to use when the Joy-Con 2 straps are attached to the controllers? Chat. Mouse controls. Question number 3. The tiny springs found inside the pod that attaches to the controller are for what purposes? For the lock. Decoration. To keep the Joy-Con 2 controllers from moving when placed on a surface. To lock the straps to the Joy-Con 2 controllers to catapult erasers. To lock the straps. Perfect score. Amazing. Yay. It wasn't that hard. Right. Oh. There's some more inside. Oh. So that other one did show up afterwards. I wasn't just imagining it. Oh, hello. Player LED. Oh. Twink. I didn't even realize that. Do we want to go ahead and take this? Or let's go down first and see what's down the strap. Doo-doo-doo. Whoops. Thing. Rubber cap. So there are. These rubber caps help to muffle the noise produced when the Joy-Con 2 vibrates. Oh, really? Interesting. I'm assuming there's got to be something on here for the strap. This be the strap. Whee! There's a hat down there. Another hat. I'll have to turn that in at Lost and Found. Sumi. I'll go get the hat. There's no thing that says strap. Let's go get the hat. Oh, seriously? Okay. Let's go back. Where's the information area? That was that left stick. So you can only carry one item at a time. Here, have a thing. Thanks for turning this in. Okay, so now we will go right back. Joy-Con 2 area. Where's mouse foot? I guess that's the closest we came to because we didn't find anything else. We'll go there. Oh, crud. Well, poops. How about the rubber caps instead? That's better. Now we just have to go all the way down there again to grab the hat. I want to go down to the park down there. It looks nice and peaceful. Oh, because some fool left their golf cap down here. And is this as far as I can go? That's as far as I can go. So nothing for just the strap themselves. Oh well. Here's the locking thing. Let's down around. Let's go walk around here. Zoomy. Who are you? You can see pretty far down if you tilt the R downward. What's that area over there? So, okay, so I see little parks, but I don't know if you can actually get down there. Can you? Okay, is there anything? Yep, yeah. The cover. The cover wraps around where the strap ends meet. So it does. And that's all of those. So all done. So there wasn't one for the strap itself. So way back over there is area F opens. That's good because then we can turn in this hat before we go to that next area. Right, let's go and see what this thing is. This is a target practice of some sort. Yes, I have at least one medal. You can play quick click, single target. Okay, don't need my mouse then. Told in a short preamble, as your mouse skills improve, so too should your speed and accuracy, hence the conception of this minigame, which strips down the gameplay to its bare fundamentals. All you need to do is click on the target, it should be a stroll in the park, no? But here's the catch, in this game you'll need lightning fast reactions. Too slow and you won't get the clear medals. This minigame has been minified to maximize your mouse mobility. Sure, let's try it out. quick single target. Okay, click on the target as quickly as possible. Okay. Whoops. I missed. Wow, really? Missed. I'm trying to hit it on the way by. Wow. Missed again. Dang. I'm trying to hit it on the way by. This is going to be a pain in the butt. Well. See, I'm too slow because I mean, I'm doing it just over 1 second, but it wants more. It wants less than a second. You can't do. No. I keep overshooting. I am not enjoying this. And this is with the new mouse thing, the things on the mouse. Okay, I'm going to take that first medal and say that's good enough for me. Nope, we're not trying it again. I find that too annoying. I can only imagine what multiple targets is going to be like. My mousing has become even more skillful. This is going to be a nightmare. Oh, shoot. No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. No. Okay, we'll try it once and we'll fail. Can I go back? Exit. Yes, I can. I didn't mean to do that again. Triple targets, huh? This is going to be a mess. Let's try it out. Yeah, I'm going to maintain my verdict that the mouse thing, while a nice little gimmick, is not real useful and accurate in gaming. Oh, Jesus. Serious? Are you kidding me? 2 seconds. Oh, we aren't doing this one. I can't. No. $2.76. It's like, no, can't do this. No, you know what? We're out. We are out. This is frustrating to me. I'm just not going to mess with it. Can't be bothered. Sorry. See ya. Okay, so that's everything here. I do believe. All the quizzes and things. Yeah, I'm not even bothering with that. That's all. No, there's something else. Oh, there's another quiz. I thought Oh, I didn't take that second quiz. We went over here first. Okay, I am not going to run all the way back over. Do that. Hello. Do you know the Joy-Con 2 straps are laced with fiberglass? Really? Plus they're woven together with a complex stitch. Fiberglass? Really? Fiberglass. The part of the Joy-Con 2 strap that attaches to the controller is fairly thin. If we had made it out of normal plastic, it would be easily bent. So, we interlaced fine glass fibers or fiberglass into the plastic. We did our best to make sure this part does not bend. Oh. interesting to know. Quiet even when vibrating. Close to the pot that loops around your wrist, there are two small pieces of rubber. These pieces of rubber pressed firmly into the Joy-Con 2. The rattling noise that comes from the Joy-Con 2 when it vibrates is reduced. As you can see, even little pieces of rubber have a purpose. Okay, that's cute. Running stitch, satin stitch, zigzag stitch. Take a look at the part of the Joy-Con 2 strap that loops around your wrist. It passes through the part that attaches to the controller. Yeah. The ends meet up under here so that it forms a loop. Got it? On its own, this would have been a problem. It's because the loop spins around, this part would bump into the strap lock. Okay. Strap with lock would have become difficult to move. Our solution? Make sure the loop doesn't spin all the way around. We use a sewing machine to sew this bit together. And that's not all. We want to make sure the sewn part is tear resistant even when pulled. It uses a complicated stitching pattern. A running stitch, a satin stitch, zigzag stitch, back to running stitch. Okay. A complex form of stitching. It is kind of interesting to hear all these things that they've done that you just don't even think about. Time for the quiz. Insights quiz. Joy-Con 2 Strap Volume 2. 3 questions. Question number 1. The plastic used for the part of the Joy-Con strap that was attached to the controller combined with fiberglass. We know. Dietary fiber. Next. What are the two pieces of rubber on the Joy-Con 2 strap for? Decoration to quiet the vibration. To be used as a fake mustache? Really? Question number 3. What was done to the part that loops around your wrist to prevent it from turning? It was glued on. It was made out of a gel. It was sewn together with a sewing machine? It was glued on. It was made of a gel. Nothing in particular. No, it had been sewn together with a sewing machine. It didn't say sewing machine in the thing. It just said a complex stitch. Did it say sewing machine? If it did, I missed that bit. Okay, perfect score. Okay, so we're done with that. As far as I'm concerned, I'm good with that. I am not going to sit there and play that stupid target game. That would just drive me absolutely bonkers. Okay, so we want to go back to that. We want to teleport back to the very first thing. The left stick. Turn in this hat. Have a hat. So we're still looking for more stuff. Now we go to F, which is over here. Did you get all the stamps? Yes, I did. Yep, they're all here. Way to go. You can head on through. Word of warning, it's quite the trek to get for the next area, Area F. Because we have to, it's the other strap, so we have to go all the way over. Yay, we get to, well, no! Honestly, I was trying to go around. Okay, I'm going to move forward and then go around. There we go. I came all the way back here via conveyor belt. Area H is next. The gate should be in Area A, but where is that again? Why isn't there a thingy going this way? Why is it only going that way? Can I not ride it this way? No? Well, that's rude. You're gonna make me run all the way out, then be lazy on the way back. Hello. These two always go darting off without me. Oh. Sorry about that. Oops. Sorry about that. But that's kind of your problem. I'm assuming it's these two she's talking about. Wrong way, bud. We're going to Area F first. We go to Area G once we get all the stamps. Oh, so this is Area G down here. Let's see what they say. The face game made me laugh so much. Your face was so funny. Oi! Are you mocking my face? Okay, here's Area F. Here we are. We've made it. We are... Oh, we're in the dark area. Oh, this will be fun. I thought we were going to another Joy-Con. Well, the Nintendo Switch 2 console has a microphone. course it does. Eek, my voice became a robot voice. That's the down escalator. So that's why the back of the dock is round. Are you even listening to me? Okay. Is there something here that I have to... Ah, there is. Air intake lower right. Doink. Land port. Doink. It won't let me turn it. Really? There we go. Something back here. Oh, there is something back here. Air intake lower left. There's a button up there or something. Oh, I already talked to them, I think. I don't see anything else. This lift. What's the demo? Let's see, you got at least 12 medals. It's everything in order if you'll excuse me a second. Now, maybe you can't rightly call this a game, but the echoes you'll hear in this demo just might surprise you. You've got to speak into the Switch 2 microphone. Oh, seriously? After a small delay, your voice will bounce back at you, but the microphone's over there. I may not do this one. It might even come back different from when it left. The Switch is kind of like off to the side behind me, so you know what? No. Not interested at the moment. I'll do that offline. Is a dock just a fancy word for a stand, or is there more to it? Why is the back of the dock rounded? Sure, I'm interested in finding out. Ding, 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 ding. The dock is more than a stand. At first glance, the Nintendo Switch 2 dock might just look like a regular stand, but it's actually much more than that. You can change video signals from the Nintendo Switch 2 console into signals that your television can receive. It has USB ports letting you use multiple kinds of devices. It allows you to connect to the internet via a LAN cable. Ba-dum-bum. A revamped dock. The Nintendo Switch 2 dock is designed for use with the Nintendo Switch 2 console. This means it can't be used with the Nintendo Switch console. At first glance, the new dock doesn't look so different from the Nintendo Switch dock. But on the inside, a lot has changed. It needs to keep up with the Nintendo Switch 2 console's rapid video signals. Also, now the dock is bigger. If you try to force a Nintendo Switch 2 console into the Nintendo Switch 2 dock, the control sticks on the attached controllers might get stuck. In short, please don't try to insert any Nintendo Switch consoles into the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. Conversely, the Nintendo Switch 2 console cannot be used with the Nintendo Switch dock. Nintendo Switch console uses a lot more electricity than the Nintendo Switch 2 console, so even if you could connect it, it would exceed the Nintendo Switch dock's power capacities and simply wouldn't work. Please make sure to use only the Nintendo Switch console with the Nintendo Switch dock, and only use the Nintendo Switch 2 console with the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. Got it. No backwards compatibility with the docks. The dock fan. Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a cooling fan inside. This prevents the dock from getting too hot and allows the Nintendo Switch 2 console to perform at its best. Also, the base of the dock is raised about 2 millimeters. There are many holes in the underside of the dock. The console and the dock's fans draw air in through these holes, and through the gaps in the sides. Mind the gap. This helps the inside of the console and the dock stay as cool as possible. Ba-dum-bum. Right? A rounded back. If you look at the back of this Nintendo Switch 2 dock, you'll find it has rounded edges. This dock is much more rounded shape than its Nintendo Switch dock. Why is it rounded like this? It's so that the release buttons on the Joy-Con 2 controllers are easier to reach. When the Nintendo Switch 2 console is inserted in the dock, detaching the Joy-Con 2 controllers should be easy. Yes, they are. I did that. The dock isn't rounded just because it looks cuter that way. Well, maybe a little bit. You've read them all? That's the ticket? Yeah, that's the ticket. Now you get to take a fun little quiz. How many questions? 4 questions this time. Question number 1. Nintendo Switch 2 dock serves many purposes, but which of the following does it not do? Use infrared communication. Question number 2. Which of the following can the Nintendo 2 Switch console use? Not all of the above, only the Switch 2 dock. Question number 3. What are the holes in the bottom of the Nintendo Switch 2 dock for? To let more sound out. To show people what's inside. Of course, it's to take in air. Question number 4. Why is the back of the Nintendo 2 Switch dock rounded? To look cute! To make the Joy-Con 2 controllers. To follow the curvature of the Earth. Oh, I love some of these answers. Perfect! Get off the screen, little mousy controller. And... oh, you passed with flying colors. You must really know your way around the dock now. I know as soon as I put down these controllers that... you know, I'm going to stop using these. I'm going to go back to my Pro controller, if it'll let me do it. Oh, looks like there are more Nintendo Switch 2 docks inside for you to read up on. Can I use this? I want to go back to the Pro controller, so I'm going to reconnect you. There we go. Yay! I'll use the Joy-Cons for later, in case I need them. Have you noticed this little bumps near the system connector on the dock? Not really. No? Well, you've at least noticed that one of the 4 feet on the desk is different than the dock is different than the rest, right? Is it? Hang on while I lift up my Switch and take a peek at its feet. Is it? I see 4 little feet. I can't say that I notice one is different. I'm sure all will be explained, but I don't right off the bat see one different. Yeah, I'm interested in this. Only 3. The ridge and some bumps. If you look at the Nintendo Switch 2 dock directly from above, see a mechanism around the connector that makes it easy to insert the Switch 2 console. Here in the middle there's a narrow ridge. There are 2 little bumps here, left and right. Now if you look at the bottom, so it locks into those. Okay. You'll see that the indentations line up with the ridges and bumps. These guide the console into the right position for it to fit into the dock's connector. Makes sense. First, the ridge in the middle of the dock fits into the indentation on the console's underside, lining them up. Next, left and right bumps fit into the console's other indentations for even more precise alignment. These bumps sit on top of a small stand which is supported by springs. The connector only comes out when the stand is pushed down. When the connector at last emerges, click, the console connects to the dock via the connector. With such a mechanism, even if you get a bit sloppy when inserting the console in the dock, it should still work. Okay. Fancy. Slightly raised spots. The underside of the Switch 2 console is a little rounded. And down near where the system connector into the dock goes, the spots are slightly raised. If the positioning is a little off when the console is inserted into the deck, these raised spots will come into contact with the inside of the dock. Without this raised spot, the ridge on the dock might slide off the rounded part and bend. Oh. Additionally, the connectors may not be inserted properly. With this slightly raised spot... Even sure the console will not get stuck. Well, that's interesting. Very clever. One of the 4 feet. Now this I want to see. On the other side of the Nintendo Switch 2 dock, there are 4 small rubber feet. Yes. These small rubber feet prevent the dock from sliding when the console is inserted. This may sound great, but if the key nipple connected to the dock snags on the feet catch, the dock might tilt and fall over since it doesn't slide. So, we modified one of the 4 feet. A bit of the plastic sticks out slightly more. I didn't even notice that. If the dock tilts slightly, this plastic will touch the floor, and it will slide a little bit, making the dock less likely to fall over. This tiny extra piece of plastic comes in very handy. Huh! You know what? No, I couldn't see that when I was looking at it. Thanks for reading all that. It's time for the quizzy. 3 questions, volume 2. Question number 1. The original bumps in the Nintendo Switch dock allow the Nintendo Switch 2 console to be inserted in what way? With some imprecision. Along with another console. Backwards! Question number 2. On the Nintendo Switch 2 console, some raised spots can be found where the system connector and the dock goes. What are they for? To make it look interesting, to prop the console up, to stop the console from getting stuck. To make it look more interesting. How many of the 4 feet of the Nintendo Switch 2 dock are deliberately slippery? 3. None of them, just 1, all 4. None of them, because they're rubber. Or is it just 1? It'd be just the one with the extra plastic. Yep. Nice, you've got a perfect score. Doesn't your brain feel better for having that little extra bit of knowledge? Yeah, so cool. Oh, you again! Maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but I've got my eye on a certain minigame here. Okay? So we've done everything here. So let's go up to the lift over here. Yeah, I don't think we can do that, because with the microphone, I'd have to, like... I mean, I could give it a try, I suppose. Just be weird. Let me see if I can rotate the switch around here. I'm not sure where the microphone is. We can give it a try. Let's see what happens. Echo generator. Just have to lean over here. Echo generator. Experience your voice change. This requires stick controls and the use of voice. Stick controls? Stick controls. Not sure what that means. Say something to listen to your echoed voice. Say something to listen to your echoed voice. Switch to a different effect. Switch to a different effect. Echo your voice for 5 seconds and sound like Donkey Kong when he's having a good time and throwing barrels at Mario, who was called Jumpman back in the day before they named him after their landlord.
Echo your voice for 5 seconds and sound like Donkey Kong when he's having a good time and throwing barrels at Mario, who was called Jumpman back in the day before they named him after their landlord.
And now I get to be a robot. So there we go. We were able to do that. Right, that's enough out of that. I should have expected the Donkey Kong one to be slower after the parrot was so fast. Okay, there we go. We did the thing. Did you have fun playing with the sound of your voice? There's a few fair peculiar echoes in there, huh? Yes, there are. Right, let's go in here. Whoops, get in. Going up. Oh, we're going way up. Ooh, what's this? That is the back cover locking mechanism. So now I have to spin it back around so I can see this. I can't really see that. I'd have to take the back off, which I don't want to do right now. Twink! Apparently there's a way to get medals even if you don't have a 4K compatible TV. There's this thing they call a skip signal. So what you do is go up to the staff member starting your minigame or tech demo. If you press Y like so, they'll count it as being cleared. SOS! Just like that. Oh, and remember, when you're pressing Y like this, remember that dot is short press and dash is a long press. But I guess that was supposed to be a secret, so maybe keep that to yourself. So if you press SOS on the Y, you get to auto-clear a game. Oh, I'm so going back to that stupid target game and cheap clearing. It's old. A pixel on a 4K screen is really this tiny? I'm going to try again. I need my second clear medal. I will probably not cheat to get through these. I will probably do this when I have it attached to the TV or if I get a new monitor. So try looking at individual pixels on a 4K screen. It's tough with my eyesight, I tell you, especially with a 4K TV screen. There's so many of the little things. Then again, it's not too surprising. It's difficult. Pixels these days look like tiny little specks. I reckon it'd be nice to give you an idea of just how small they are. That's the gist of this minigame. There's 5 little pixels to find in total. Think you're keen-eyed enough to spot them all? See, I don't think it's going to let me do it because I don't have a phone. Yeah. I'll hold off on that because I actually would like to play the games and not just cheese my way through it, except for that stupid Target game. I'm going to buy a 4K compatible TV. Then we can all play together. Well, I've got the TV in the other room. I just can't play it in here. Talk. It was nice coming here with you today, dear. After reading all these insights, I think I'm really starting to understand our son's work. Oh, your son worked. Oh, look, lost item. Nom. Here you have an AC adapter port. Chunk. I assume we have to go down to the next level to get more things. Let's take the quiz cue. The Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter is pretty powerful, but its cable is thin. Okay, let's get some insights on the adapter. Removable cable. Nintendo Switch 2 AC's adapter cable can be detached. That means that when you want to carry the AC adapter around with you, you can easily stow both parts. That's one thing I do want to get, is I want to get that carry-all, the all-in-one carrying bag that you can put everything in, the dock, the Pro Controller, the Switch 2, some games, and the cables and everything. All in one bag. But they were sold out on the Nintendo shop when I went to look for one. As was the GameCube controller. Small yet powerful. Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter is much smaller than the Nintendo Switch AC adapter. However, it can output a lot of power. Compared to the Switch AC adapter, it's increased by more than 1.5 times, from 39 watts to 60 watts. It's small but mighty. Mighty. Thin and flexible. The USB-C charging cable for the Nintendo Switch 2 adapter is thinner and more flexible than the Nintendo Switch AC adapter cable. This makes the AC adapter convenient and easy to pack nicely on the go. It's easy to wrap the cable up gently, as shown here. If you have the Nintendo Switch AC adapter handy, compare the flexibility of the two cables. Okay. Let's go ahead and take our quiz. Quiz time. 3 questions. Question number 1. Which of the following traits is true of the Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter cable? 100 meters long, it can be stretched, it's detachable, it's transparent. Yes, we know the answer to that one. What does the Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter have more of than the Nintendo Switch AC adapter? Cable, size, power, angles! It's got more sexy angles. Got more power. How does the Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter compare to the Nintendo Switch AC adapter cable? It's thinner and more flexible. Done, and that should be perfect score. Boink. I only actually ever had one problem with one quiz, and that was because I completely misread the part of it that I was having issue with. Okay, so we've got more. Let's head on down. Second floor. Socks, clocks, and outdoor rocks. HDR and smooth movement insights are similar to the ones you can find in the main console area. The ones over here have to do with the console screen, while those are about TV screens. Okay. Nice, I got a clear medal from the tech demo too. Filling out the map is so satisfying. I never used 2 mice at once before. Oh, is this going to be the tech demo of that wheelchair game? I didn't realize there were letters and symbols written here. I'll have to check them out on my own console when I get home. It says nom! Nom, 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 nom. It says nom! Let's see anything over here. There's got to be something by this port over here. This is the HDMI port. That just leaves one more that I've missed somewhere. But I've already got that one down there, so what have I missed? don't know. There was 3 down below. Maybe I missed something on that second one? I don't know. What could I have missed? Maybe there's something on the top one? Because I don't see anything here. I don't see anything here at all. Did I not talk to you? Yeah, I did. Okay, let's do the demo. So you've got at least 2 medals. That means the demo is all yours. This is more of a demo of the game, but want to try it out? Each have a mouse sensor. This means it's possible to use mouse controls with both of them at the same time. Yeah, like that. I don't know if that game is going to be an actual physical game cartridge or just something you download. The one that looks like wheelchair version of Rocket League. Have some fun splashing water around. You can play two-handed, or you can pass Joy-Con 2 to a friend. Let's try it out. Okay. Dual mouse water scoop. Move a paddle. Okay, move a paddle. Okay, I see what you gotta do. You gotta do this. Oh, this is going to be difficult. Seriously? This is awkward. I got the left one over here, the right one over here. Okay, let's try this. Can we do this? No, not really. See, I'm getting the controls on the wrong side now. This is really... As I said, these mouse controls are not intuitive at all. I'm going to do it very slowly. Still not working out real well. Careful. Oh, I lost it. The trick is to try and get the maximum bubble up here without messing it up, like I just did. Press Y to change the stage. Oh. Spin the water wheel. Oh, good lord. So it wants me to dump it up here. Okay. What if I just cheated? Came over here, lifted this up. And dumped it here. It's like I've got to try and scoop it all over here where I can gather it now. Yay! Just throw the water! Just throw it! Just throw it! I'm just gonna say, yay! Just throw the water everywhere! Just throw it! Just throw it! Throw the water! Just throw it! splash it up there. Get it going, come on. Let's get over here and just splash it up. There we go. I don't know. That looked pretty bright. Let's try the next stage. What's this? Oh, good lord. Are you kidding me? Oh, I did it. Illuminate every stage to maximum brightness. I did that. Okay, that was amusing. You need a real splash with those two mics there. You must have had a whale of a time. Bum. So, I don't know. Is there someone here? Did I not talk to you? Yeah. So we've got this quiz here. But I still don't know where that last little stamp is from. Nothing along here. I have the feeling it's upstairs, so I have to go all the way down. And come all the way up the lift. Unless there's something over here that I missed. On the edge, maybe? No? Thought maybe some of this stuff like that thing right above me. I'm gonna run along here. See if there's anything else. See if another check pops up. Nope. No other check. Just that one. Listen, can I run along here? No, I can't. Okay, so nothing there. It's got to be on the top then. I would think. Run along the side, make sure there's nothing here. No? It's got to be on the side then. Or on the second one then. Okay, we've already got that one. Run along here, see if there's anything. Excuse me. I can't go behind you, huh? Nothing. Just that one. Ah, there you are. Air vents. Okay, found it. Drink. And what does that unlock? Oh, that's right, we can go to G now. Right, so we've got to take that quiz down below. Ultra fast, 4K HDR, 120 Hz. Yeah, we're interested. Here's the TV output insights number 1. Oh, lots of reading. Ultra high speed. Nintendo Switch 2 system comes with an HDMI cable. The cable is an ultra high speed HDMI cable. As the name suggests, it can transmit data very quickly, and indeed the cable needs to transmit a lot of data. The sharp and detailed 4K picture, the video displayed with bright light HDR, and the smooth images 120Hz sent to your TV. To achieve all this, a compatible game and TV are required. 120Hz supports up to 1440p, 60Hz up to 4K. So, yeah, what you're telling me is I need a new monitor. And the thing is, I've got 2, but my old AOC one is not as good as this nice curvy one that I've got. But this nice curvy one I've got, though a really nice monitor, is not a 4K monitor. So I need to get my next purchase, I guess, will have to be a 4K monitor. But do I really want to get that just to do this, or should I just go into the other room and do it on my off time? I just have to pick up and move the whole dock system into there is all. It's a bit of a pain. 4K. In terms of TV image output, Nintendo Switch 2 is compatible with 4K resolution. 4K image is made up of many dots of pixels, 3840 horizontal and 2160 vertical. That's 4 times as many pixels as the Nintendo Switch. This is the most ever for any Nintendo console. If you have both a game and a television that are 4K compatible, you can then look forward to having a sharp and detailed picture. Okay. HDR. When Nintendo Switch 2 outputs video to the television, you can do so using a very bright light. Devices capable of this are HDR compatible. HDR is short for high dynamic range. Nintendo Switch can use approximately 16.77 million different types of light and color. Meanwhile, Nintendo Switch 2 can use hundreds of millions. If you have an HDR-compatible game and a television, it is now possible to display bright, intense light. Here's a non-HDR image. And this is how it happens when HDR is used. Okay. The non-HDR image shows very little difference in the brightness between the most vivid parts of the explosion and the area around it. Meanwhile, in the HDR image, the brighter areas can shine very brightly while the darker parts remain unchanged. It can even create subtle differences in darknesses in dark places. However, the brightness and output will vary depending on the TV and TV settings. Try to find the viewing setup that works best for you. Okay. Smooth movement. When connected to a TV, Nintendo Switch 2 can produce an image that changes at high speeds, up to 120 times per second in fact. So we can say the screen is 120Hz compatible. If you have a 120Hz compatible game and television, you can get the appearance of smooth movement as the picture changes quickly. Nintendo Switch changes images up to 60 times per second. So the rate of 120 times per second means the movement moves twice as smooth. The video shown is just an example, but if 120Hz is supported, mouse movements will appear smoother. Looking around using the right stick will feel smoother. As you scroll, the screen will look smoother, and so on. And that's not the only benefit of playing games that support 120Hz. The world appearing to you in 1/120th of a second faster could give you an advantage during intense gameplay. Pay to win, folks! Pay to win! You've read all the insights? Nice. Let's see if I can remember all that. Time for my usual quiz. Insights quiz. 4 questions. I'm still using my controllers. Question number 1. The HDMI cable included with Nintendo Switch 2 is what type of cable? It's a ultra-high-speed cable. Question number 2. Nintendo Switch 2 is compatible with which of the following resolutions for TV output? QQVA, 4K, 40K, Y2K. I love it. Why did they put Y2J for Jericho? 4DK for Donkey Kong. How many different combinations of lights and colors is the Nintendo Switch 2 console able to use? Hundreds of millions. The 16.77 million was the first Switch. Whoops. Hundreds of millions. When the images on the TV change rapidly, how does it start to look? Healthy, sneaky, vibrant, smooth. Sneaky! Smooth. Done. Okay, let's set these controllers on the side because I want to go back to using my Pro Controller. Can I use my Pro Controller now? You breezed right through that. Way to go! The TV output skills are coming through loud and clear. Oh, so I've still got... There's another quiz? Oh, okay. And there's a lot more to learn about TV output. There's another insights over there. Okay. It's like, there wasn't any more. They're making them appear. ALLM is some fascinating stuff, huh? I'm not sure what that is. Speaking of fascinating, how many images appear on the TV? Are you interested? Yeah. I have no idea what ALLM is. Easy to use without any setup. Some TVs include special settings suited to games. This is sometimes called game mode. This makes the images less prone to lag, which makes playing them easier. When it comes to Nintendo Switch 2, you may not need to enable such TV settings manually. It automatically switches to the TV to a mode that's suited for games. This is known as being ALLM compatible. ALLM stands for Auto Low Latency Mode. However, this feature is only available for ALLM compatible TVs. I'm going to get tongue twisted if I try to say that too fast. The system is set up to automatically make games easier to play without having to change any settings. Okay. Interacting with the television. Nintendo Switch 2 exchanges more than just images with the television. It interacts in all kinds of ways. The console is what is called CEC enabled. CEC stands for Consumer Electronics Control. When you power on the Nintendo Switch 2 system, the television will automatically turn on and the input mode will change. When the television is turned off, the Nintendo Switch 2 system will automatically enter sleep mode. This feature can be found under System Settings on the Home menu and is called Match TV Power State. Not only that, but the television will also display Switch 2 when switching input to the Nintendo Switch 2 console. With CEC compatibility, the Nintendo Switch 2 console is easily recognized by the television. However, the capacity of your television, or capability of your television, may vary from model to model. You need to check the television's instructions for more information. Designed to be simple and easy to use. Okay. This is going to be a complicated quiz. Changing the video signal. When you play on a Nintendo Switch 2 system connected to a television, various electrical signals are output via the USB Type-C connector on the console. Believe it or not, I have not yet hooked up this Switch 2 to the television in the other room. It has been stuck here, connected to my monitor, so I can record these lovely videos for all of the 3 people that watch them. In any case, various electrical signals are output via the USB Type-C connector on the console. These signals won't normally show up on the television, not without little extra help, anyway. The Nintendo Switch 2 dock picks up the video signals, converts them into different video signals called HDMI, then sends the video signals to your television via the ultra-high-speed HDMI cable. The dock does a lot of heavy lifting. And lastly, how pictures get to the screen. When you connect the Nintendo Switch 2 console to a television and turn on the power, images appear on the television screen. You might think the console is simply outputting signals to the television, but in fact all kinds of processes are going on between the console, the dock, and the television. When the console is turned on, the information is transmitted to the dock, which then transmits the signal through the cable to the television. The TV then responds, and the dock relays that response back to the console. So you see, the console and the television communicate through the dock. At this point, the main unit asks the television through the dock what kind of video it can handle. The console receives a reply via the dock, and the console decides what kind of image to display. That's a lot of chitter-chatter. Finally, the image is output from the console and converted by the dock, and then displayed on the television. All sorts of processes are handled in a short span of time before the image is displayed. That is complicated crap. You read everything? Thanks. And you thought it was just such a simple thing. It's time to take this little quiz. I have a feeling this one might be a little bit rough. That was a lot of information to remember. Question number 1. When you connect the Nintendo Switch 2 console to an ALM-compatible television, what happens to the television? It switches into a special gaming unit. It requires touch controls. It gets an alarm feature. Question number 2. What's it called when the Nintendo Switch 2 console communicates with the TV in other ways than video? That would be CEC enabled. WC enabled. We have to go to the water closet. It allows the television to use the loo. What does the Nintendo Switch 2 dock do with the video signals sent from the Nintendo Switch 2 console? It converts them for the television. It ignores them. It sends them back to the console, sends them straight to the TV. It converts them for the television. Final question. How does the Nintendo Switch 2 console and the television communicate with each other before the video is output? They speak verbally, they use Joy-Con 2 controllers, they use the dock, they email each other. Okay, that should be good. Luckily, the quiz was not too complicated in looking for details. Nice, you aced it. You must be a TV output genius by now. I'd hardly say that. So that's everything for this one? Yeah? Oh, I didn't do the pixels because I don't have the television. So yeah, that's everything. Okay, so now we can go to G, which is down that other path. Zoomy zoom. I think this took me to the break in the... Yes, right here. So now I go down here. Hi! Let me in, please. Yes, I got all the stamps in area F. Nice job. You can head on through. You can climb to new heights in there. Oh, really? Where am I going? Oh, try going up the correct lift. Oh, spinny. What are we doing? Oh, I don't have the camera. So I may not be able to complete this. At least I can get all the stamps so I can move on. But yeah, I may not be able to complete this because I do not have the camera. I just didn't have any reason to buy one because none of my friends have a Switch 2. I don't know how I'd use it with or what I'd use it for. There's an LED next to the lens. Is there? Is there something around here for the dock? Oh, that's an ugly face. He's making faces at me. Looks like we got 2 mini games here. Are there no... What do you got to say? Use the camera to play this one. It looks like fun. Oh, no, I don't think we'll be using that. Because I don't have the camera. Hey, Daddy, your face is so funny. Do it again. I don't have the camera. I can't use it. I played with the Game Boy camera this all the time when I was a kid. There's something special about games that use the camera. I never had the Game Boy camera. How did you get so many right? That's kind of amazing. Ah, here we go. Stand pole. Well done, me. I got the stand pole. What do you have to say? Drat, I only got 1 clear medal again. Let me try it one more time. So, do I have to use a camera for this? You've had at least 13 medals, right? Feel the shape, various shapes. Okay, what does this mean? This minigame uses HD Rumble and the mouse controls. Oh, God. Let me explain. The HD Rumble 2 feature can create complex vibrations. You play the game by holding down a button and moving the mouse over invisible shapes. As you move over the shapes, the mouse responds subtly, making them feel like you're really touching them. You can also guess what shape guess the shape using only your sense of touch. I guess we can do this. Doesn't seem like it needs to use the camera. Feel the shape. Okay, there we go. Guess the shape by how it feels. 2, 1. Nope, I was wrong. Try again. That's definitely a triangle. There was only a little touch at the top. Okay. Nope, wrong. See, I'm not feeling much vibration at all. Oh, goodness. Nope, dang it. I'm just trying to feel for... Oh, good grief. Wow, look at me go! I actually did rather well on that. I'm actually proud of that. I want to go back. I did good. A lot better than I thought. And of course there's going to be game number 2, right? What? You answered all the questions already? You got a keen sense of touch. Actually, I couldn't get a lot of vibration off this thing. It wasn't feel. I basically kind of looked at the shape, and if it like pointed at the top, I ran the mouse over it. And if I only felt a little tiny bit rather than a lot, then it was the one with the shortest tip at the top. Basically that kind of thing. So I knew it was a triangle over a circle because only a little tiny part vibrated and it got bigger on you as you swiped downwards. So obviously it wasn't the same all the way around. It was a triangle. But yeah, that last one, that was a little bit difficult because the vibration that I was feeling through the mouse wasn't all that heavy. So it was kind of hard. Plus I'm also doing it on a desktop, which has little bumps and nicks out of it, so that's probably not helping. I don't have the metal support to. Oh well. So sad, too bad. And I can't do this because I'll need the camera for this, I'm assuming. You're mighty confident in your own facial expressions. It brings up because this... Yeah, I'm not making faces at the camera. Nope. 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 Sorry. I've got no camera. Maybe if I get one, I'll do something, but no, not right now. Okay, let's head on up. Let's see what we can find. If there was just a reason for me to get one, if there was a game that really lent itself to it that I could play solo, but I don't know. So this is the tallest point of this exhibition, huh? If you tilt R down, you get a really good look at your surroundings. Whoop. Whee. Boop, boop. Check. Camera ring slider. You can turn this lens slider to cover up the lens. Okay. And that's as far down as I can go on that side. What do you say? I'm so glad I came here today. This is a nice change of pace. Thanks for inviting me. Oh, you're so... Oh, look. Oh, I can't pick it up because I already got something. So now I have to come back here. Check. What's this? Operation LED. It's actively capturing footage while this LED is lit. Say I'm missing 3. Oh, there's one. Lens. So now I'm missing 2. Maybe there's something in the middle here. Something in the middle? No? So it's... Whoop, what was that? Oh, that's just talk to her. I can't pick that up. So I can't... Nothing back here, huh? So that means there's something else on the other levels that I've missed. Because I don't see anything else up here. So tell you what we're going to do. This is... Which one is this? This is... Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to teleport back and drop off that object. All the way back up to the top. Turn on a little lost and found object and grab that next one. Have a thing. Thanks for turning it in. Okay, so now we just head right back. Whoops. There we go. We're going to go down to the stand pole because I think we missed stuff down there. Let's move the view around. Yep. Cable clip. Got it. So now there's one last thing we've missed. I'm looking. Maybe something on this side? No? Nothing on that side. I'm not sure what we've missed. There's not a lot of room. There's not a lot down here. There's just the... Oh, there it is. The stand base. Got it. Okay, got them all. Let's go up and grab the thing. And that now we have to go back to... H is on the Joy-Con too. Okay, so we'll have to teleport back there. So let's go up. Grab that lost item. Take the quiz that's up here. Got it. Why does the camera have a stand? And how does the camera make it easier to display your face? Are you interested? Of course I am. Oh, that's a lot. An easy and versatile camera. Here's the Nintendo Switch 2 camera. It's been specially designed for the Nintendo Switch 2. So whether you're playing in television mode, tabletop mode, or handheld mode, it's pretty easy to use. If the camera is connected via the console's upper USB Type-C connector, you can change play modes without even having to disconnect it. Okay. USB cameras. If you want to use a camera with the Switch 2, it does not have to be the specific Switch 2 camera. Nintendo Switch 2 is compatible with other USB cameras. So, if you happen to own a USB camera, you might be able to use it when you connect it to the Nintendo Switch 2 console. However, it really depends on the USB camera itself. If you're not sure, you can select Test USB Camera within the system settings, which can be accessed from the home menu. Then try connecting your USB camera, but of course, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera will be sure to work with the Nintendo Switch 2. Buy our stuff. If a game comes out that warrants me purchasing the camera, I will. I mean, it was, of course, telling that after the Switch 2 sale, when I went back the next day just out of curiosity, because I had to go back to a nearby store and I stopped in to take a look, the only accessories that they had left was the camera and the micro SD express cards. And then like the driving controllers, the 2 Joy-Con driving, the stuff that nobody wanted. There's no purpose for the camera right now, because unless you've got friends that you really want to look at while you're playing something like Mario Kart, why bother? The camera stand. One thing you'll have noticed about the Switch 2 camera is that it comes with a stand. It's a handy thing. You can use it to quickly position the camera for use in any mode, whether it's TV mode, tabletop mode, or handheld mode. It won't move or fall over easily and has been designed to help the camera capture a clear image no matter where you place it. But that's not all. If you've ever used a camera that captures your face from below, perhaps the resulting picture isn't very flattering. With the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, its tall stand means you won't have to worry as much about being too low. In other words, it won't look right up your nose. You can also position the camera however you want in order to achieve the optimal angle. Finally, there's one more benefit to the stand's height. It's tall enough that you can place it behind the Switch 2 dock and still get a good view. Okay. Zoop. Illuminating your face. The Nintendo Switch 2 camera was developed with brightness in mind. We wanted it to be able to capture people's faces brightly and clearly. Maybe in my case that's not such a good idea. First, the camera detects where your face is. Then it brightens the image to bring out your face. Even if the background becomes too bright in the process, the camera prioritizes making faces brighter and clearer. Because of this, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera is not well suited for capturing plain landscapes. Okay. Because it will be looking for a face, not a landscape. A clear image in the dark. Even in darker lighting, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera is capable of taking pictures. Even if you're in a dimly lit room at night, its sensor can pick up small amounts of light which allow the camera to capture a clear image. However, a problem can arise if the camera tries to brighten the image in a dark environment. Image noise can be introduced from power supplies or heat, making the image even brighter. This might result in a muddy look. Normally, it wouldn't be possible to tell whether the muddiness is due to the image noise or a light spot. So how does the camera handle this? Here's an example. If there are no light spots in the previous image, then image noise is probably to blame. The camera constantly checks the image feed like this. Check, 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 check. It uses a number of different methods to try and eliminate as many sources of noise as possible. Okay. Quiz time! Gonna be lots of questions in this one, 5 boards. Yep, 5 questions. Volume 1. Question number 1. Where on the Switch 2 camera console, or Switch 2 console, would you connect the Switch 2 camera? On the top. USB-C? There. USB Type-C connector. The audio jack. The game card slot in the event. Question number 2. Which of the following types of camera are compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2 console? Disposable endoscopes? Really? Really? That's tacky. The Nintendo Switch 2 camera's stand was designed to help take what kind of photos? Photos, watermarks, stand assistant selfies, beautiful night panoramas, photos that capture your face from a good angle. We'll go with that one. Question number 4. What can the Nintendo Switch 2 camera produce bright, clear photos of? Not scenery, not fireworks or starry skies, and not the game screen since it's facing away from it. People's faces. Question number 5. When you're using the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, what's erased to prevent the picture looking messy? Metadata. The user's memory. I suddenly don't know what I'm doing. I've forgotten every trick to getting through this level of Mario. The camera erased my mind. Perfect score. Amazing. Okay, I'm going to put these Joy-Cons down and go back to using my controller. Looks like you know a little bit more about the Nintendo Switch 2 camera now. Can I use my controller camera? Thank you. Yay. Alright. So now there's a quiz. You again. We meet again. You may recall when I brought up the minigame Dodge the Spiked Balls. Yeah, I remember you and your weird wig. Alright, there's a quiz down below, and that should be it for this place. Can't play the camera game, and we played that other one. The quiz is over here. You can learn more about the Switch 2 camera here. You can learn how easy it is to use the camera's ring slider, info about past Nintendo cameras, and more. Yes, I'm curious. Oh, 5 again. A movable camera head. The Nintendo Switch 2 camera has a movable head. It can be tilted up and down. More precisely, it can tilt it down about 10 degrees or up about 25 from its initial position. With this range of motion, even if you place the camera somewhere high, up, or down low, you'd still be able to center it on what you want to capture. Also, to keep the head at the angle you adjust it to, we sandwich silicone rubber between the internal parts. Silicone sandwich. 10 degrees downward and upward about 25. It'll probably ask that, and I'll probably not remember them or get them mixed up. Capturing a wide angle. One benefit of the Nintendo Switch 2 camera is that it can capture a fairly wide angle. To get a little technical, the field of view is 110 degrees. That's nearly twice what the Nintendo 3DS camera could capture. Thanks to this wide angle, the camera can capture a whole face when you play in handheld mode. In tabletop mode, it makes it easier to capture people playing side by side. And in TV mode, the camera can capture even a player who's standing. It's also easier to fit multiple people sitting around a room within the field of view. If the angle seems a little wide, you can zoom in when using game chat to narrow the field of view. Okay. Preventing distortion. As you may already know, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera can capture a wide angle. However, we didn't take into any extra measures, the camera could run into a problem. The image would begin to distort around the edges. To address this, we designed the lens so that people near the edge of the frame aren't distorted. While this means that the spot directly in front of the lens will come out slightly distorted, it reduces the chance of people looking distorted. Okay, so instead of the edges, it's the center that's slightly distorted. But what if you're the person sitting in the center? You'll end up with Funhouse mirror face. The privacy shutter of the Nintendo Switch 2 camera can close over the camera if you use its slider. When the shutter is closed, the camera won't be able to capture anything. So if you're ever concerned about privacy, you can simply close the shutter. When the shutter is closed, the lens will be covered with a white lid, so you can tell at a glance the camera can't see you. You can also check the LED to the left of the lens. If the LED is on, the camera is on. If it's off, the camera is off. But that's not all. To prevent the shutter from only closing halfway, we used a torsion spring so that it's either opened or closed fully. It will feel like it's being pulled open or pushed closed. One more thing. When you close the shutter, an image is sent to the Nintendo Switch 2 console to indicate that nothing is being captured. Okay. Nintendo and cameras. Trace back to Nintendo's history. You'll find that Nintendo has has made it possible for players to use cameras for some time. The Game Boy camera lets you play with pictures you take of your face. I never had that. You can aim the Wii Remote's pointer lens at the TV screen. The Nintendo DSi system lets you calculate how similar to people's faces look. Nintendo 3DS and AR cards let you play with things that don't physically exist in the real world. Augmented reality, in other words, which is what the AR stands for. I still have those cards over there on the shelf with my 3DS. I still have the little pack of cards that came with them. The Wii U gamepad lets you see the faces of other players. I kind of, sort of, almost want to get one just to mess with it and see what it was like, because I never did have a Wii U. And I've heard people sit there and say it was actually a very, very good console. It was just completely misunderstood. People thought it was just a view screen to be used with the Wii. It was like an extension of the Wii, an add-on, not a full console. You can build functional controllers out of the cardboard using the IR motion camera on your Nintendo Switch Joy-Con. That was something I never really had any desire to get into, the whole cardboard thing that they came out with. Just never had any interest in it at all. With Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, you can turn your home into a racetrack. Really? Oh, I've seen people do videos of that. It's not just about taking pictures, it's about having fun. Nintendo's been making games that can be played with the use of a camera for a long time. Okay. Back for the mandatory quiz. Insights quiz. Twing. Volume 2. Question 1. What direction can the head of the Nintendo Switch camera move? Up and down? Easy enough. Question number 2. Roughly how large is the Nintendo 2 camera's diagonal field of view? That would be 110 degrees. 10 degrees would be very, very small. The lens of the Nintendo Switch 2 camera has been designed to make which part of it harder to distort? The edges. Number 4. What must you do to cover up the lens of the Nintendo Switch 2 camera? Turn the slider. Will it to close? You will close. You will close. Question number 5. Which of the following has been a way you can use a camera to play? By taking and editing pictures of your face, aiming it at the TV screen, by using it to make a cardboard controller, all of the above are possible. All of the above. That should be a perfect score, no problem. Chunk. There we go. Nice, that was flawless. I guess you know the Nintendo Switch 2 camera like the back of your hand now. Well, if I had one. Right, so now let's go back, turn in our little lost item. And then we have to go to the right Joy-Con to go to area I now, I believe? Switch to console. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm on the wrong place. That's why. That's why I was getting confused. Okay, let's turn this in. Thanks for turning this in. For a minute I thought something had gone wrong. Okay, so... we have to go to the other one, I think. Let's go to Joy-Con 2. I think H is there. There's C. Is that H there? We'll go there. That should put us right near it. No? So that's not it. What area is that? Nope, that's not it. Okay, where was area H? Now I have to sit there and try and figure out where area H is. Oh, it was the thing on the other... Well, you gotta go to the other Joy-Con controller. That's right. Where's Joy-Con 2? Okay, Joy-Con 2. It was that little... Yeah, there it is. Area H over there. There it is. Area H. Did you get all the stamps in Area G? I most certainly did. Yay, good work. I can head on down into this controller. It's going to be pretty much exactly the same as the other one, though, isn't it? Pretty much, except this one doesn't seem to have the what's it? The processor, like the other one did. I wonder why not. Just looking for things. Anything over here? Nothing over here? The capture button. Doink. And you have to say, yay, I got 2 clear medals. Huh, you want to know the trick? Don't just be afraid of sticking out. Okay. Calling this thing is satisfying, but doing it quickly is so tough. The kid over there is really good, though. There must be some trick to it. See, I don't like speed-timed things. I hate that, because I'm not good at it. Especially if it means I'm going to be using those silly mice again. Left button. So there's going to be a thing for each little button, of course. Down button. Right button. And up button. Okay, all those. So we're missing 4 things. Some will be down, some will be up, I'm sure. Okay, there's going to be one up here by this by the button up here. There has to be. There has to be something up here by the button. Huh. Minus button. But not the actual button thingy on the side, unless that's down below. It's probably down below. Side A. This is the battery thing again, isn't it? I remember the Nintendo 64 control stick the insights talked about. How many hours did I log in that thing? It all really brings back memory. Yes, the Nintendo 64 controller created the analog stick. It was the first controller to have an analog stick. PlayStation promptly copied it and made the dual analog stick. I think their first try might have only had one. But yeah, they did copy Nintendo. Nintendo did it first with the Nintendo 64. Alright, let's see what this is all about. I'm going to need the mice again. At least see middles check. Color the shapes, triangles. We'll give you a taste of the mouse controls. Oh joy. Here we go again. Let's wake up the mice. I really don't want to use these things as mice, but oh well. I'm pressing the button. There we go. Using the mouse, you typically aren't required to rotate it. In this game, you'll do just that. You'll be rotating the controls left and right when using mouse controls. You must color in the shapes, taking care not to go outside the lines. Oh god. The trick is to angle the marker in such a way to streamline the process. This is going to be a nightmare. Color the shapes. 15 seconds, huh? With 9 is the thing to beat. Fill in the marked area quickly. 2, 1. Where's my... Not the best. I could try that again. Let's try that one again. Whoops. Got a little bit exuberant. Ah! Yeah, there we go. I beat 9 seconds. I'm good with that. We're good. Got 2 medals from it. I said back. Back? Hello? Back? Why aren't you going back? There we go. Got 2. That was actually easier than I thought. I'm sure the next one will be harder. Such speed. You wield the marker fit with your own arm. Okay, looks like part 2 is ready. 14 medals for that. How many you have how many clear medals? You caught up to me. I've only got 31. Okay, 14 medals. Now we have a star to do. Okay, now we have to do the star shape. Let's give it a try. Color the shapes. Oh, good lord. Oh, for a minute I thought it was going to be tiny. Whoops. It went out. Ah. Ah. What? Really? Okay, this is obnoxious. Let's try again. Ah! See, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't look like it's going out, but it is. Oh, seriously? I didn't do too well. Actually, I almost got the 15 seconds. I should try it again. I literally almost got the 15 seconds, and that was just... Whoops. Went a little bit too far. It's like this little tiny bit is going out, and it's hard to... It's kind of hard, because I'm going by what the marker looks like on that circle, and to me the circle's not going out. Beat the 15 seconds, so there. Neener, neener. Got it. 2 medals on that one. We'll take those. So fast. You were the marker if you were one with it. At 52? Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. Now the question is, I'm going to go ahead and probably keep using these Joy-Cons since we are in the Joy-Con thing. Okay, that's this. Is there a quiz? Is there a quiz? No quiz? Ah, there is a quiz. So there had to be one somewhere. How are the Joy-Con 2 control sticks different from the control sticks of the past? And what exactly were past Nintendo control sticks like? Yes, I'm interested. I always love nostalgia and retro. I'm so good at building a mystery. Really? Easier to use sticks. The Joy-Con 2 control sticks have changed a lot from the Joy-Con control sticks of the Nintendo Switch. They're bigger and easier to place your fingers on. You can also move a little wider. And the control sticks are a little easier to press in. They can also move... Whoops, I went back. Multiple efforts are made to make them easier to use. They are designed to be easier to use. Smooth control stick movements. The Joy-Con 2 control sticks have been given some attention. We wanted the controls to feel nice and comfortable. To that end, we've made sure that they move smoothly and don't feel like they're snagging. They also snap back to the center. Unlike the Atari 5200, the worst controllers ever made, the floppy dead joystick. Literally, it did not center. It just flopped over if you took your finger off it. So if you're trying to play a game, it would flop over, and next thing you know, whatever you were controlling on the screen would go in that direction. It did not auto-center. It was a horrible, horrible design. One of the worst controllers ever made. It'll make sense once you compare it to the control sticks on the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con. How the control stick works. At the bottom of each control stick, zoomy, there's a part that touches a spot where electricity flows. So when the stick is tilted, that part touches this spot, moves. The part that touches the spot moves depending on the degree of the tilt. When the part that's touching the spot moves, the strength of the electrical flow changes. The computer detects this to know how much control stick is being tilted, so that's how it knows whether you're walking or running. The mechanism can detect even the slightest of movements, which allows for very precise controls. Nintendo and control sticks. For decades now, Nintendo controllers have had control sticks. The first Nintendo controller to feature a control stick was the Nintendo 64 controller from way back in 1996. Then came the Nintendo GameCube controller, which had both a control stick and a dedicated C-stick. The Nunchuck for the Wii has a control stick, while the Classic controller and Classic Pro controller, also for the Wii, both have left and right control sticks. The Wii U Gamepad and Wii U Pro controller also have left and right game sticks, along with the Joy-Con and Nintendo Switch Pro controller. How many of these controllers did you recognize? Pretty much all of them. We've been reshaping and improving the controllers as time goes on. Pretty much recognized all of those. Had all of those. Still have most of them. Unfortunately, I no longer have my Nintendo 64. Oh, that's right, I didn't have the Wii U. Now you've got it all down. Pop quiz. 4 questions. Question number 1. Why do I have the Joy-Con 2 control sticks changed compared to the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con control sticks? They're bigger, they're smaller, they now have pointy tips. They're fluffier. They're fluffier. Question number 2. What feature has been added to Joy-Con 2 control sticks to make them easier to use? Music plays when you move them. They emit a nice scent when you move them. They snap back to the center. They're made of silky material. question number 3. What's the strength of what changes when you move the Joy-Con to control sticks? Your grip, the plastic, the electrical flow, enemy characters. Well, technically enemy characters could be true, depending on what game you're playing. Which of the following Nintendo consoles does not include control sticks on its controllers? Yes, NES. Checkmark. If you heard that buzz, that was just the dryer going off. Doing laundry. We got a perfect score. Pretty impressive. I guess nothing about control sticks can surprise you now. Alright. So now we have another quiz down below, I'm presuming. Now that's hopefully we got all the things up here this time. Let's go down below. 2 quizzes and a demo. No games or anything. What do you have to say? On the next area, I need to go back to the console. So at least they're telling us where we need to go next. Hi, you've been reading the insights? Let me see your map for a second. Wow, you filled in a lot. So the Nintendo Switch 2 buttons are bigger than those on the Nintendo Switch? Yes, they are. Now that I think about it, they're easy to press. It's kind of tough for me to understand how VRR works. Have you read the inside in Area B called Less Choppy? It explains VRR. Variable refresh rate. You see a difference if you toggle between variable frame rate and VRR at 20 FPS. I really don't get it, but I can tell it stuttered less with the VRR. Okay, let's go wander around, see if we can find any things. Pick up. It's another thing. Another lost item. And we've got a game up here. Oh, check. Battery. Okay, so we found the battery for that one. So I need 2 things up here. Let's see if I can find anything along here. No. So just walking along the battery. Go up here. Hi. Aw, Dad, we don't have enough clear medals. I thought playing minigames here would get us enough medals. Well, let's go back to the previous area and try to get a second medal in the minigames. I need 24. I've got enough. Oops. This is HD Rumble 2. Okay, so we're still missing 1. What do you have to say? I'm pretty good at stuff like this. Oh, it's like a memory card, I guess. Okay, so we are missing 1. It's up top. Let's go up top, see if we can find it. Oh no, you know what? We're going to do everything down here, and then we'll go up top and look for it. Let's start with the demo, because we got 4 things to do down here. Collected 13 medals. Now that's what I'm talking about. We're open for business. Now this isn't exactly a minigame, but here you can get your hands-on look at a VRR or variable refresh rate. When there are a whole bunch of characters on the screen and the game starts to struggle displaying them, the screen can start to look jittery. Read Pac-Man for the 2600. But the role of VRR is to prevent that. Honestly, this is a pretty complex topic. But give the VRR tech demo a try and you might get a better idea of what I mean by jittery. Let's do it. Use the system in tabletop mode. Oh. Well, guess what? That'll be done later, I guess. Let's go play the game. Proof of your talent. At least 24 medals. Carefully gathered. What are you, haikuing at me? Finally, it's time. Here's Match the Rumble 6 pairs. It's open for you. Stop it! Like sunlight in spring, it would warm my heart if you played this game with me. So would you stop haikuing at me? HD Rumble 2 can create vast vibrations. You will be amazed. Feel it in your palms, let the rumbles fill in your hands as well as your heart. Couldn't you just get on with it? Match pairs. Feel the vibration, remember it, match pairs. Each image rumbles. Consider the vibrations of the images, so you have to match the images. Okay. We're doing mice things again. Match the rumble 6 pairs. So you have to match the rumbles. Match up the vibrations. Nothing. I found those two. Oh, I thought that was close. The drill. No. No. Okay, these are hard to figure out because it's vibrating just the one controller. No. It's the bell. It's the basketball. Okay, so it took me 32 moves. Okay, let's try this again. Zipper. Got the tape. That feels like an electric drill. The drill there. Hammer. Got it in 20. Nice! No problem. It was odd because you could feel it in the left controller when I was using the right to mouse around. You matched so quickly. Thank you. Hope you had fun. So that's it, just that one. Yay, I aced it. Let's do some quizzes. You can learn about how the Joy-Con 2 magnetic connectors move slightly. You can learn a little about magnetic circuits too. Ooh. Let's do it. 3. Moving connectors. One way the Nintendo Switch 2 console and Joy-Con 2 controllers are linked is via connectors. These connectors can't slide around much. They are designed to move only very slightly. Note this video is only for reference. Even if the controllers are not perfectly lined up when they attach them, the connectors will do the rest of the work. Click. The position should line up perfectly. Oops, get in there. A strong magnetic circuit. The Joy-Con 2 controllers attach firmly to the console. Why is this? Well, it's not just because the magnets are very strong. The console and the SL, SR buttons form a strong magnetic circuit. To create this strong circuit, we simulated lots of different combinations and positions. Out of those, we selected the magnetic circuit that resulted in the strongest possible configuration. In this case, it makes the circuit less likely to cause issues. This means it won't interfere with other magnetic parts. Oh. That's good to know. Detaching controllers requires little force. Release buttons are used to detach the Joy-Con 2 controllers from the console. We made it so you can detach the controllers easily with very little force. When you press the release button, a small rod juts out of the controller. The rod pushes against the main body of the console. You shouldn't need to press the button very hard to reach this point. Using the principle of leverage, it pushes against the console with over twice the usual force. The magnets that attach the controllers to the console are strong, yes, but if they're separated even by a short distance, they become very weak. When the rod pushes against the console, the controller moves away just a little. This makes it easy to detach. Also, the direction in which you press the release button is the same direction that you pull to detach the Joy-Con 2 controllers. This detail makes it even easier to remove. Okay. Ready for the quiz. It's time for a quiz. Shouldn't be a problem for you. Magnetic connectors, Volume 3. Question number 1. The connectors used to attach Joy-Con 2 controllers to the Nintendo Switch 2 console have been designed to ease the process, but in what way? They have eyes. They can move a little bit. They have eyes. Everything is watching me. What is it that makes the Joy-Con 2 SL, SR buttons attached so firmly to the console's magnets? Iron filings, electromagnets, a strong magnetic circuit, a magnetic compass. It is a strong circuit. Question number 3. When you press the release button, how much force does the rod that pushes against the Nintendo Switch 2 console apply compared to the force used to press the release button? Over twice as much. That should be perfect. Perfect score, amazing. No mistakes. Would you use some kind of magnetic maestro? Yay. And that leaves just this person over here. Do you know how the buttons work on the Joy-Con 2 controllers? How about the screws hidden inside the controllers? You knew about them, right? Did I? Yeah, let's find out. Easy to press buttons. The Joy-Con 2 controller's SL and SR buttons are much larger than the SL and SR buttons on the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controllers. As a matter of fact, the A, B, X, Y buttons and directional buttons are bigger too. This makes them all easier to use. The buttons are huge. I made them bigger, Mama. How do the buttons work? Underneath the Joy-Con 2 buttons is a dome-shaped piece of metal. Underneath that is an incomplete circuit. When you press down the button, the dome bends downward. The dome touches the circuit and completes it. The computer catches this and knows which button has been pressed. All told, it's a pretty simple mechanism. Hopefully the metal dome doesn't get completely smushed down. Hidden screws. How does the Joy-Con 2 controller stay together? It's held tight with a number of screws. There are 4 total. Can you tell where they are? Well, not with these orange things on them, not with the straps on them. Try to find them. How'd you do? Well, unfortunately, I can't really look for them because I've got the cords on them. But I don't see anything, which is really cool that they did it that way. 2 screws on the side attach. Yeah, see, those are covered up by this thing. I couldn't see those. Attached to the main body. But on the other side, no screws are visible at first glance. The other 2 are hidden by a lid. Ah. Well, there's the lid. Thanks to this, the screws in their surroundings are less likely to get dirty. It also makes the screws less noticeable and prevents them from being touched during gameplay. Screws that your hand would normally touch are hidden. Yeah, I couldn't see the obvious 2 because they're covered by the cords. You can take the quiz now. Hopefully this will be a simple enough one. Question number 1. You have the Joy-Con 2 SL and SR buttons. How have they changed in comparison to the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controllers? They are bigger. They've been removed. They're bigger, Mama. The dome-shaped part underneath each of the buttons on the Joy-Con 2 controllers is made of what metal? Or what material? Metal. Concrete! Concrete! You're not moving these things for anything. 2 of the outer screws that keep the Joy-Con 2 controller together are visible, but more are hidden. How many outer screws are there in total? There's a total of 4. 2 visible, 2 hidden. Yay! We're perfect! Amazing! You wiped the floor with that quiz. My Joy-Con 2 controller knowledge is out of this world. And that's it. We should be done for this section. Oh no, her again? Well, you certainly are a diligent one. You've read so many of our insights. Lady, you and your wig are kind of bothering me. Okay, so we have done... Oh, that's right. We got to go up and whoops. There we go. Well, that helped. We've got to find the one we're missing. We're missing something. See, I was thinking that it would be where supposedly the processor is, but there isn't one here. At least not like there was on the other one. So that's why I thought it would be around here somewhere. I just don't know where. But I'm not seeing anything around here. I would have thought it also would have been one of these buttons, but again, I'm not seeing anything. Where is it? Where is it? Where is the thing? We are missing a thing. It's up here somewhere. We got all the ones for the buttons. I'm not sure what else there is here. Is there something there? There it is. Jointed tube back. Back? So it's on the underside of this. Oh, that's why I can't see it. So it was there, it's just it's on the other side. Okay. So now that opens up that one. Okay, so we have to go back to the screen for area I, and that takes us to what? Okay, we've got an item to turn in, so let's do that. All the way up to the top. Turn in our item. Got a thing. Okay. So you know what? I can just go right across, can't I? No, not right there. I can zip across right here. Now the question is, what side was the eye on? Not on this side, this side. I just realized that that thing... I forget, what was this? It's 29 medals. That's unlockable now. Good job getting 29 medals. Guess what? Frame rate 2 now is open. Similar frame rates. Okay. We can look at the frame rate thing. You had to, in part 1, you had to guess between 120 and other frame rates. For part 2, you had to spot some more subtle differences. Let's give it a try. Oh. Never mind. I'll have to do that in handheld. Here's section I. Whee! Yes, I did. Hey, I can head on through. The next area has 4 elevators. It's easy to get lost. Okay, so where are we now? We are on... Oh, this thing. The controller... Oh, so I should probably grab that because it's probably going to want me to use it. If I can remember where the heck I put it. I actually don't know where I've put that. This is awkward. I see the one for the Switch. But I don't know where the one with the Switch 2 is. Okay, I'm going to have to actually look around for that. Because I don't know where it is. Let me set these down. Yeah, that's a little bit awkward. I honestly am not sure where I put it. It might still be in the Switch box. Let me take a look, but I thought I emptied everything out of that. Yeah, I did empty everything out of this, so it's not in here, I don't think. It's not in here. So it has to be lying around somewhere. Lying about. I just don't remember where I put it. Yeah, I've still got all my boxes here for the Switch 2 and the Pro controller and the carrying case. But yeah, I'm not sure where that is. We may not be able to do this one if I can't find that. Because I'm not sure where I would have put it. As I said, I see the one for the Switch. Is that it back there? No. That's the control deck for the Switch. Or the docking station for the Switch. That's that thing for the Switch, for the original Switch. I do not know where mine is. So, you know what? We've been doing this for 2.5 hours. We'll go ahead and call it quits there while I try to locate this thing, and then we'll move on to that for the next one. So, thank you for sticking around. I actually enjoy this. I mean, I know a lot of people think it's stupid and all that, and people refuse to pay the $10 for it out of principle, whatever. But I actually am enjoying this. I'm finding it fun. I've gotten at least 5 or so hours of entertainment out of it. So, that's cheaper than a movie, and $10 is far less than what you'd pay for a movie. So, whatever. But in any case, I hope you've had fun, because I've had. And maybe you've learned a few things about the Switch too, and now maybe you want to kind of get one. Well, probably not. I don't think this would have affected you one way or another. But in any case, thank you for sticking around, thank you for watching, and take care everyone until next time. This coming week, maybe there might actually be 2 Mario Kart streams, because it looks like Steph and Krista are going to be doing a members only on Tuesday, and then there's the Wednesday one. That is the usual one. So I'm hoping to be in both of those, so we'll see what happens. I have been practicing in between Animal Crossing sessions. So I will see you later. Take care, everyone. Good night.